What's going on, guys? This is Erie Better Beer Bureau, back at you with another beer review. I'm Pat.
And I'm Maury. Today we thought we'd do a side-by-side. We haven't done one of those in a while. We got the Great Lakes Blackout Stout and then their Barrel-Aged Blackout Stout. This is this year's Blackout Stout, and this is this year's Barrel-Aged Blackout. However, this is obviously last year's Blackout Stout because it sat in the barrels for a year.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we thought it would be fun to taste them side by side. This is a 9% Imperial Stout, and they say that the Barrel Aged is 9.5. So we're going to get into it, let you know what we think. Wow. That chocolatey aroma of Blackout Stout.
Yeah, just that rich, like dark chocolate.
And then a hint of cola on the back.
Yeah, that, and you know, I've had this sometimes when the cola is very prevalent on it. It's not so much on this one, but it's definitely still there.
It's still there. Those are always the two aromas I get, though. I get that big, sweet, chocolatey aroma, and then I usually get a little bit of cola on the back.
I don't know what it is, but there's also a hint. I'm getting a hint of like almost like a zestiness to this. It smells very fresh whenever you're getting the aroma on it.
Hint of like a ground coffee. The one thing I don't get though is like, you know how with some Imperial Stouts you get a real hearty roastiness. I don't get that off this beer. Wow.
It's like the regular Blackout except much oakier.
Yeah, and I get the bourbon too. I get
bourbon. There's a vanilla. There's a little bit of a vanilla aroma on it.
And then that chocolate's underneath. To me, the barrel character, the oak, the bourbon, the vanilla, that covers up the cola flavor that you get on the original aroma.
You know, I'm going to disagree. I still get the cola on this one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah. It follows the nose for me. It's chocolatey. And the one thing that I really love about this beer for me is it's not the thickest, like chewiest, but it is creamy. I've always thought that this beer had a nice creamy mouthfeel, almost like a really hefty oatmeal stout or something like that. I love the mouthfeel of this beer.
And it is a sweeter stout up front. You get a lot of almost like a lactose sweetness on this whenever you're drinking.
Yeah, there's a nice sweetness in it.
And you're getting those chocolate notes. There's a hint of a coffee note on it when you're drinking it. But as much as you get that sweetness up front, there's a nice roasty finish on the back end. This nice bitterness that just sits on your tongue whenever you drink it.
And that really helps to balance it out.
Oh, yeah.
You can taste the base beer in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially after having drank it
just
now.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a solid foundation of the base beer on this one. In no way does the barrel aging take over the beer. I mean, there's a lot of barrel aged beers out there where you can't even tell what, if you had to blind taste it, there's no way you would be able to tell what the base beer was.
Yeah.
This one is really nice. You have on top of everything you get in the base beer, just the rich. There's like an added layer of richness to this beer with a lot of vanilla, a nice smooth, very smooth bourbon taste to it.
Yes.
It's not one of those barrel aged beers that are like, pow, bourbon in your face. No, it's just a nice round bourbon flavor.
Yeah. This bottle, you know, I just had it on draft at the release a couple weeks ago, and this bottle, I honestly feel is a little bit less bourbon forward than it was on tap. I think it's enough. I think it's enough. Like you said, it allows the base beer to shine and just kind of adds a layer of complexity to it. All right, for the regular Blackout Stout in the small snifter here, I'm going to go ahead and give that beer a 4.25 out of 5. You know, I've just always really loved this stout. I like its drinkability. I like that creamy mouthfeel. I like the chocolate. I like how balanced it is on the taste. And for the barrel-aged version, I'm going to give it the exact same score, 4.25. When I had it on tap 2 weeks ago, I gave it a 4.5. but you got to judge the beer that's sitting right in front of you. And this particular bottle, the experience I'm having now, they're both great. But I'm judging this one, obviously, as a non-barrel aged, and this one as barrel aged, and I'm going to give them the same score. Both very, very good. 4.25s for both from me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give the regular Blackout Stout a 4 out of 5. It's a great, above average Imperial Stout. You know, it's a good representation of the style. I would like a little more balance out of it. The little bit of bitterness on the back end is sorely needed in this beer because it's a fairly sweet stout up front. That little lingering bitterness does a lot for it. I'd like a little more balance out of it, but it's a great beer. For the barrel-aged version, I give it a 4 1/4 out of 5. Same as Jay. Again, a great representation of a barrel-aged stout for a style. There's a lot more going on. The extra layer, adding with the bourbon and the vanilla, gets rid of the cola note of the original one for the most part. Just makes it a real sweet drinking beer that we wish we could get more often, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd be sipping on this every
Yeah,
night.
it's brewery only, if
Yeah.
we forgot to mention that earlier.
So,
yeah. Till next time, guys.
cheers.